is what it is. It's COVID. This is the first time that the entire world has had the exact same problem. I mean, we just have to deal with it. It's not just happening
My time to shine. What's going on, ladies and gentlemen? What's going on? I always like to open up a call like this, or I like to open up a session like this with great vibrations. All right. No matter what you're going through in life, great vibrations is what it's going to take to get you to where you need to go. So with that being said, what's going on, everybody? This is another session, episode 2 of Meet the Bread Talker. What's going on? Right now, I know we're streaming on my Facebook Live. I got 2 pages, right? I got my Andre Lovell page and my Dre Lovell. So when you get a chance, right? For those, because I'm streaming, right? I'm on 2 different platforms right now. Facebook is Dre Lovell, the Bread Talker. The other Facebook page is Andre J. Lovell Jr., the Bread Talker, as well as my IG page, my Instagram page is Dre Lovell _ the Bread Talk Investor. What's going on, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome. As we begin, as we proceed, you see it across the screen, ladies and gentlemen. This is episode 2. Do you treat your business like your job or your legacy? Do you treat your business like your job or your legacy? I was looking at something a little earlier ago, and it just clicked on me. Man. How do we treat our business? Do we treat our business like our jobs? And if so, will that allow you to reach the platform or plateau of your legacy? See, there's a difference. Your legacy is what they're going to remember you for, or what are you remembered for? What standard did you set, or what did you set that continues? What part of you continues? Not just you having children and your children's children, but what are you passing along? What are you passing along down the line, right? So that's what I'm thinking about. My job, I know I can't pass my job down the line, but my business on the other hand, I could definitely pass that down the line. So I'm interested in seeing who here treats their business. If you have a business, right? And I know I got some people watching. If you have a business, do you treat your business like a job, or do you treat your job or your career like your job, right? Depends. I guess it just really depends on what your destination is, right? What do you choose to be your legacy? My business that I do right now is my legacy. It's a life's work. My job or career, I can't take that with me. I can't pass that along. What I can pass along are the nuggets that I've accumulated along the line, right? The knowledge, the wisdom, right? You can pass that along down the line, but somewhere at a certain point, how great is that legacy? How great is that information? How great is it, right? I'm trying to think in my head. I'm trying to remember something that my grandfather might have told me, or my great-great-grandfather may have told me, or my great-great-grandmother may have told me, or my great-great-grand-uncle, or my great-great-grand-aunt. Listen, I don't remember all of that. The legacy that they did leave was one that allowed their lineage to continue, which is great because I'm here, right? And then my children's children, they're going to be here, right? Or the friends, the associations that I meet throughout my lifetime, those are going to be around. Those are going to be part of the legacy. But how strong was that tie? How strong was that bond? How strong was it? That's what I'm thinking about. So when I'm thinking about my business and how I'm growing my business and what I'm doing in my life today, I'm thinking about along the line sides like, listen, Dre, when you're creating your business, make sure that it is impactful for generations to come. About a year, 3 years ago, I was watching this episodes on the History Channel. It was The Men Who Built America. And in the beginning, they talked about Cornelius Vanderbilt and about his legacy and how he grew up as a young boy in the early 1800s and how he grew to become this magnanimous individual and how he impacted American culture or the world for that matter, right? For the things that he's built and accumulated, right? They talked about the John D. Rockefeller as a boy, how he was impoverished, right? He lived in poverty. in some small town out in, what is it, Iowa? I believe it's Iowa. And how he was able to take and grow his business through wisdom and knowledge and through hard work, right? There was no computers back then, by the way, right? No Google, no way. You had to figure it out here and here. Figure it out here and figure it out here. And how bad do you really want it? See, one thing I do know, when you start your job, the thing about jobs, sometimes we just, actually, the large majority of us, we just do what it takes to make sure that we get paid so we can get to that next paycheck. Maybe some of us push it a little bit further, right? Some of us push it a little bit further so we can get that pay raise, that increase. But what happens if that job or that career reaches a plateau and you can no longer scale? What happens then? What happens then when you can't scale? There's a problem. See, the thing about human nature is we always have to reach a top because we're thinking about trying to reach the top, right? If man is made in the image of God, go ahead over there, baby. Right? If man is made in the image of God, that's my granddaughter. If man is made in the image of God, then our goal is our instinct is to create. Our instinct is to build. Our instinct is to be here. And then when we don't reach here, the sense of the sense of failure kicks in, right? The sense of loss. Something is missing. You know something is missing inside of you. If something is missing inside of you, you can spend your lifetime trying to fill that void, right? And it can be a lifelong journey. It can take you forever. You may not even reach that point, right? So don't get yourself trapped off by building this legacy of you trying to find something when it's already there, right? Find out what you want in life. The sooner the better, ladies and gentlemen, the sooner the better. So let me go back to the topic though, right? Because I can get it worked up, I can get fiery, right? On this episode of Meet the Bread Talkers, do you treat your business like your job or do you treat it like your legacy, right? I want to treat my business, me personally, this is a personal thing with me. I want to make sure and ensure that I'm treating my business like my legacy and I'm leaving the proper breadcrumbs for those who choose to follow, right? My children, my granddaughter here, right? My wife, my family. See, those are a part of my legacy, but there's more to a legacy other than just creating, right? Than more than just creating life and nurturing life. Give me a second, baby. Okay. I'm gonna put the TV on for you. Go give me the remote. My granddaughter just woke up. And it's just me and her here. So I'm gonna put something on for you. Okay. You want to see? You want to say hi? Mm-hmm. Come on, say hi. You gotta say hi. You can't just say hi. Hi. Say what y'all guys doing. You scared? You shy? All right, I'm gonna put this cartoons on for you, okay? See, in my real life, that's what we do here in our real life. All right, so I'm gonna get back to the topic. I just want to make sure I get this show on for baby girl. All right. Huh? You want to watch movies? Yes. Oh, you full of talk. You know, earlier you didn't want to talk. Now you're talking, huh? Yeah, you needed a nap. That's what that is. I'm going to put something on for you, but I got to play it low, baby girl, okay? Okay. All right. Tickle me. All right, after I'm done with this, then I'm going to come chase you and tickle you, okay? All right. All right. So back again, ladies and gentlemen. All right. See my real life, right? The legacy that you leave, those little nuggets. See that little thing that I just did with my granddaughter? Sowing seeds, right? Don't dismiss her, even though, yes, I'm conducting business. But guess what? I could take a moment out and pause, right? Take a moment out and pause, put her on the side, give her what she needs, and then get back to what I'm doing. Because on the other end, she's over here watching TV while I got it low, right? Legacy, 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 legacy. So let's go back to that, right? My building, my business, for my job or my legacy. See, me, I had jobs. My past, I've been in the military for 9 years, right? I was in the military for 9 years, was great, learned a lot, right? But that wasn't my dream. That wasn't my mission. That's not even what I really wanted to do. But I needed an out at the time. I needed to create options for myself. So sometimes when on the course of you building your legacy and you're doing the job, sometimes you're just creating options for yourself. And that's how it works. The legacy that you're creating, ladies and gentlemen, is something that you do day by day, by day, by day, by month, by year, right? However long it takes. But you have to have a plan. When I went in the military, I knew I wasn't going to be there for no 20 years. But what I did know is when I get out, I have to have a plan and a plan of action. So when I got out and things didn't go my way, I've had to find ways to recreate myself. I took a step back, and guess what? I got into something else. I started working up, and I started working for the government for a little while. Made a lot of money. Then I went back to school. Now, mind you, years ago, earlier, I went to college. Actually, I went to 2 colleges. I went to one college in the Bronx, Monroe College. Then I went to another one called Catherine Gibbs in Manhattan. Both of those schools I never finished. Catherine Gibbs, I went there for the total wrong reasons. I spoke about that yesterday. But guess what? I was finding out what I wanted to do. I was trying to create my legacy. I was trying to create a pathway. That's not even what I knew I was doing. I just was trying to create an opportunity for myself, right? And of course, there's some casualties along the way. But on your journey while you're becoming what you're becoming, keep that in the forefront of your mind, not in the back of your mind, in the forefront of your mind. What you want to keep in your mind is the legacy that you're building. Are you just doing the job, or are you creating a legacy? For those that are building their businesses, right? Because that's what I'm really on. 2021, because I'm thinking the future. Hold on. Interruption. See, that's why I moved the phone. So, am I creating a legacy? So, there's some key things that stood out for me. So, I just want to go over a few notes, right? One of the notes I was taking today, right? Now, this is deep in thought in mind. I said, do you know how to separate the business from the person? And can you separate the problem from the person, right? What do I mean? And this is basic leadership tips. Do you know how to separate the business from the person? See, sometimes when you get involved in business, like most of us, when we were doing music back in the days, guess what? I was bringing my people along. And you might have been in the same situation. You're bringing your people on. You're bringing your friends along to be a part of your business. When I was doing music, that's what I was doing because my friends were doing it. Maybe I needed them to help me and help them, vice versa. But see, the problem was in that structure, I was treating it more like a friendship than a business. See, sometimes you have to learn how to separate the business part from the friendship part. And maturity, this is where maturity comes in, or maturity kicks in. If a person really respects you as a friend and y'all engaged in business, entrepreneur endeavors, that person should respect you enough to know that at a certain time and point, we need to take care of A, B, C, and D before we get off into play. You see, you take care of your business, and then you got time. If you got time to play, then play. But until the business is taken care of, then we can't play. And as friends, sometimes we're so wrapped up in, I don't want to hurt their feelings. So you got to know how to separate the two. And I know I'm speaking to some people out there who truly understands what I'm saying. right? I know I'm speaking to somebody out there, right? We engage in these business and not knowing how to separate the business from the person or separate the problem from the person, right? Because sometimes when we're doing this business, it gets personal and now it's a problem. In all actuality, if it was just focused on the business and know how to separate the friendship, it's a time and place. We got a destination, some place we're trying to be. So while you're creating your business, make sure you keep that on the forefront. Your friendships and your business, keep it friendship and keep it business, right? And then y'all can get to the friendship, right? Because it's nothing better than when you're celebrating down that road and you're successful. And guess what? You and your friends are popping the bottles. You guys are buying homes. You guys, you got your families. You got your ladies. You got your ladies. You got your husbands, your men, whatever, right? And everybody's celebrating in the same circle. It's nothing better than celebrating in a circle with friends, because now y'all understand that you grinded with friends that you've grinded with, that you develop with. But sometimes everybody can't make it, right? You may not be able to make it on that road. They may not be able to make it on your road. And that's fine too, right? So we got to understand, ladies and gentlemen, what does your business look like? What does your business look like? Do you treat your business like your job? Okay, when I go to my job, I'm just doing enough. So either one, there's only two things that's happening. Either one, I'm just trying to make sure I get paid to the next week and just do a good enough job, or I'm trying to do enough job so I can get to the next position, right? Where is the ceiling? See, my last job that I had, my goal, I came there with every intention. Okay, I'm rebuilding my life. I'm taking the pay loss. Right? So here's what I need to get out of this business. I need to sit here and analyze. It's something that I need to get out of this situation. And that's how I approached it. I've only had 2 jobs since I've been out the military in 2009. Why is that? Because I had a goal. I had a goal. I wanted a business. I needed to find myself and redefine myself because I created these options. But now, where is these options leading me? God, where are you leading me? Right? Sometimes you need to take a time out and listen, right? So separating the business from the person, separating the problem from the person. Sometimes you have problems with people that are friends or even problems with people that's in the business. You still have an objective to get things done. That person may have been with you for some time. And yeah, there may be a problem. It's one of 2 things that can happen. Either you're going to get over the problem, right? And get back to business, or you're just going to cancel that person out of the business opportunity or situation, right? One or 2 things has got to happen, but you can't stay the course. You can't consolidate that situation. It can't stay stagnated. You got to make a decision. Either the person belongs in or belongs out, right? So, and there's nothing wrong with that. You just got to recognize and know when to pull the plug or just reignite things, okay? Something else that stood out. What is the cause behind the business? So when you have these businesses, what is your mission? You got to find the mission. Find your mission, right? For those who are creating these businesses that are creating their legacies. What is the mission? You got to, and sometimes that mission changes once you reach a goal. Remember earlier I was talking about a goal? Guess what? You may not be able to reach the goal or the goal, because I always think when I think of the goal is the highest point ever. There's nothing else above that. That's like godly, right? But if you can reach a goal, human nature is going to kick in and say, okay, you reached that goal. Now I need to create another one. I need to reach another goal, right? You go through life like this, and now you got to reach another goal. Life swerves a little bit, and then you got to find a way to get back up. Sometimes it goes down. You got to get back. See, but the point is to continue to keep reaching a goal. So one best thing that you should be doing is writing it down. Journal your struggle. Journal your wins. Journal your losses, because your losses and your failures are nothing but they're just lessons. They're just lessons. And we should all put ourselves in position so we can better learn from our lessons so that we aren't doomed to continue to repeat them. Stop allowing human nature to kick in and start having the discipline. See, the only thing that separates us, the only thing that separates from the haves from the have-nots is the discipline that it takes to get to where they're trying to go, right? To get to where you're trying to go. See, if lack of discipline will have you chasing your tail like a dog, right? Lack of discipline will have you chasing your tail like a dog, right? Now, your legacy. Make sure that your legacy is built off the integrations and decisions that you make. So you meet people on a daily, on your journey. Like when I was doing music, right? You shaking hands, you at the show, you at the performances. How do these people get to know you? But because your face is there in my business today, right? If there's events happening, right? If we're doing Zoom sessions, we're on live and doing live sessions, or we're in team huddles and meetings, right? Or who's up late at night? Who's going to be up late at night? Who is a true leader? Are you going to be up at 11:30 at night for the next meeting? Are you going to be up at 12 o'clock at night? All right. Do you have the capability? Do you have the goal? Do you have what it takes to stay up longer than everybody else, or get up earlier than everybody else, right? To be where you need to be. Yes, baby. Yes, after I'm finished, I'm going to get you some snacks. Okay? You hungry? All right, I'm going to get you something to eat. All right? It's almost time for dinner anyway. Well, we'll get a little snack because it's only 5:30. Okay? All right, baby. When I'm almost done. Okay? So just give me about 10 more minutes, ladies and gentlemen. 10 more minutes. Right? My guy, Euro. I didn't purposefully annoy you, brother. I couldn't stop. I'm recording. I'm live, my brother. That's my brother right there, man. Let's go. Let's go. Right? So another thing. This is very important. This one I'm getting ready to mention is very important, right? So I know I spoke about your legacy is built off the integration. So shaking hands and meeting people, right? Shaking your hands and meeting people, shaking hands and meeting people. And though some people, you know, you may have to not integrate with some people, right? And learning when to get in certain circles. So if an event is happening, right, and you know that you should be there, you better be there. Don't disqualify yourself from something that you qualify for. I need somebody to write that down, right? Whoever's watching this right now, if you guys are watching this right now, whether it's live, whether it's tomorrow, whether it's tonight, whether it's 3 days from now, whether it's a month, you listening to this message right now, do not disqualify yourself for something that you qualify for. Do not disqualify yourself for something that you qualify, because you are qualified. Why? If you put in the work, if you put in the time and the energy, right? And you're learning from your lessons. You're learning from your losses. You're learning from your wins. Stop disqualifying yourself. You are great. You are a king. You are a queen. You are a leader. You are a mentor. We are all mentors. Some good, some bad. But you're a mentor. Recognize what you stand for. So you got to have that foundation. But this is what's important to me. Most important about when you're building a team, right? Along with the integrations, understanding the problems, understanding the different people that are in your business. Because it's like having like me, I got 5 children, different personalities, different temperaments, different angles on how I have to handle it. So build the culture, build the relationships. That's very important, ladies and gentlemen. Build the culture, build the relationships, right? What does your business look like? What does your culture look like? What do you want it to look like? Start first by understanding. Matter of fact, let's start first by being a student first. Because at all times, ladies and gentlemen, and we say this in our business, I am always a student. Let's start first by being a mentee, right? What is a good mentee? A person that finds a mentor and looks to duplicate the processes that mentor has created, right? And find yourself somebody that is going above and beyond. Me, I had to find mentors in many areas and spaces in my life, or many periods of my life. My father is a mentor. My mother was a mentor. My aunts and uncles, those were mentors. So we always have mentors in our life, right? But when you have a specific task, a specific destination, a specific task, a specific destination, right? You have to find the right mentor that's going to get you through that door, to break that threshold, right? I was listening to something by one of my mentors in here, right? Cobain, what's going on, Kurt? Zach, what's going on? Right? I was listening to one of my mentors, Mr. David Immunitier, or was either him or Justin Owens. Justin Owens had a session where he was talking about mentor to mentee, and he talked about what he had to do as a mentee, right? When he was learning from somebody who had and somebody who he wanted to emulate or somebody he wanted to be like, right? When I was growing up, Michael Jordan was the guy to be like. Michael Jackson, whoever is a mentor to you, you duplicate that person, you follow them. And if you cannot be around that person one-on-one, right, for whatever reason, you can't let money be the thing that stops you. Why? Because we have the internet nowadays, ladies and gentlemen. A person like Kurt Cobain, I can go online. I can go online and go to the Zoom sessions. I can go to Go Live sessions. I can watch him and emulate and listen to what he's saying, right? I find more of my mentors of the spaces and places that I want to go through YouTube, right? Sow the seed. There's no reason why anybody that's listening to this can't understand that in order for you to sow the seed, you have to go to where the action is at. You got to go where the energy is at. You got to go where the vibration is at. So build your legacy. You want to build your legacy, ladies and gentlemen? Take down some of these notes. The first thing you need to do is 1, find a good mentor. 2, write it down. Even before you even find a good mentor. Let me go back. Write it down. Because it happens here first. It happens here and it happens here. It happens here and it happens here. Then you have to write it down. You write down your dreams. You write down your goals. Then start putting it on a calendar. Make a date. What is your date? What's your destination? Find a mentor. Go online. Start looking up some of these phenomenal leaders. You don't know how to speak right? You don't have a lot of money? Great. As long as you have internet, you can find great speakers, right? I don't consider myself a great speaker. I don't know if I'm a good speaker. I just know that I can speak, and I know how to speak with authority. Only because 1, my father taught me. 2, because there was other mentors that I watched and I emulated and I saw what they were doing, and I wanted to do what they do. I wanted to find something that would stretch me above and beyond, because I know my destination was not to work at some regular job and just doing the job. I wanted to create a business so I can create a legacy, so I can create a dynasty, right? That's my goal. That's my dream, my vision. What am I prepared to do for it, though? Right? One of the things I remember I had to do, I wanted to be a realtor. Last year, my goal, be a realtor, right? I had to study my behind off, and I had to study the language of something that I knew nothing about. And just because I knew nothing about it, it didn't deter me. I just knew that if somebody else can do it, then I can do it. Anything you put your mind to, you put your grind to, you're going to do it. Energy, ladies and gentlemen. I surrounded myself with people that were in that business. In the business that I'm in right now, trading in the world's largest financial market, I surround myself with the energies of success. I follow role models and leaders like Mr. Kurt Cobain. I follow leaders like Mr. Zachary McEady. I follow leaders like Mr. Carl Wilkins. I follow leaders like Dr. Joel Tanker. Like, excuse me, I follow leaders like Dr. China Bethley, like her husband Andre Bethley. I follow those leaders and so many others. David Immunitier, Christopher Terry. These are some of the people that are immediately in my space right now. But I had to go through a lot of things, a lot of options, a lot of yeses and nos, a lot of mistakes just to get there. And yeah, and though I reach a goal, yet I have not reached the goal. My next goal, and I have another goal. My next goal, that's how I think. I'm going to continuously have goals until the day I die. Matter of fact, even after I die, I'm still going to have my goals. Why? Because it lives on through the legacy that I have created, the dynasty that I'm going to create, not try to create, that I'm going to create, that I am creating, because I am great. I am a king. You are a king. You are a queen. Ladies and gentlemen, I hope you're listening. I hope you're paying attention. Keep your mind on your prize. So real quick, the people that you bring in involved in your business, or whatever, or if you're a part of a business or a part of an organization, what you want to do is find what best suits the strengths of those that's within the business, right? And understand their weaknesses, right? I like that part. Find what best suits the strengths of those that are within the business and understand their weaknesses. We all have strengths. We all have weakness. Now, it's easier. It's always easier. You try it right now. It's always easier to talk about what your strengths are. But it's always harder when somebody asked me the other day, what are your 3 weaknesses? And I stumped myself. I probably did like 2 of them. But we have a lot more. Just, I guess sometimes it depends on the situation. So even with our own selves, we have to understand our own strengths, our own weakness, our own limitations, and our own capabilities, because we all have those things, right? But you can always strengthen a weakness, but you can also weaken a strength by limiting yourself, by putting that cap on, by putting that jar lid on too tight, right? And John C. Maxwell's book, 21 Irrefutable Laws of Leadership, in that first chapter, he talks about the law of the lid, right? And having that lid on limits your capabilities. Stop limiting your capabilities, right? So take the lid off so that you can strengthen your weaknesses and strengthen your strengths. So you're not supposed to weaken your strengths and weaken your weakens. Right? And it was weaken your weakens, right? But you're supposed to strengthen your strengths and strengthen your weakens, whatever your weaknesses are. All right. Make sure you're generating and vibrating with the right energies. That's right, Laura. That's right, Laura. Always supportive. My brother, what's going on, man? I'm very inspired by this young man right here, Mr. Curtis Cobain Branch. I highly encourage anybody to go look him up. He's an incredible foreign exchange trader, digital cryptocurrency trader, and even high frequency binary stock options trader. Definitely want to look him up. Follow him, ladies and gentlemen. Look him up. So I'm gonna close it up a little bit. You as an individual, right? You as an individual. This is a big one. Be trustworthy and understand your decisions affect your reputation. Man, when I first wrote it, I was thinking about the 48 laws of power, right? And I believe it's law number 4. I read that book so much. I believe it's law number 4. It talks about guarding your reputation, right? Your reputation is pretty much everything. Once you lose it, it is incredibly hard to get it back. It is incredibly hard to get it back. Some don't even get it back, right? Because they don't put enough energy into it. You can get it back. But being trustworthy, especially when you're doing business and you're conducting businesses far and wide, here or abroad, right? What you say and what you do is being monitored at all times. So if you're not conducting yourself adequately, professionally, you can truly hurt yourself and destroy the reputation that you're trying to create. If you created a high-profile reputation, right? You created an incredibly successful reputation. Ladies and gentlemen, you can destroy it by misinforming people, lying, misleading people, intentionally misleading. Even if it was a mistake, you can destroy your reputation. Who you involve in your space, in your business, who you involve in your life. Sometimes people can be cancers, right? This goes for significant others too, right? Significant others can be a cancer. So, ladies and gentlemen, again, we got to guard our reputation, right? And this is if you know me, to truly know me, you know me, right? Help people see and live out a better version of themselves. Let me say that again. When you're creating this business, you're creating this legacy, you're creating this dynasty, you're creating these options, you're creating these opportunities, right? You want to help others see and live out the better version of themselves, of them. See, it's not about you at that point, right? Sometimes in growing these business, we can get caught up in the I need to do this. I need it to be done this way. But it's about how you affect others. And that goes back to when I was talking about the culture. The culture, what kind of culture are you trying to create in your business? What kind of space are you trying to create, right? So help others see and live out a better version of themselves. And guess what's going to happen in return, ladies and gentlemen? Tenfold. That's what's going to happen. Tenfold. It shall return back to you tenfold. The energy, the vibration, the karma that you put out, it's going to come back tenfold. So be mindful of what you put out there. Your trustworthiness. All these are key factors in creating or developing yourself as a leader, as developing yourself as a person of means or interest, right? See, it's not enough to be a millionaire or a multimillionaire or a billionaire. We got to stop saying I want to be a millionaire too. Let me take that away. Who here listening right now says I want to be a millionaire? Because guess what? A millionaire is not enough. Multi-millionaire, multi-billionaire, that's more powerful. That's more impactful, right? For those who have a million, for those who are millionaires, they'll say a million isn't enough. When they made their first million, it was nothing. See, I don't know what it's like. I know I want to reach that status, right? But my goal is to be a multi-millionaire. I want to reach a goal, like my next goal, Platinum 2000 in my organization, Platinum 5,000. See, those are goals. Those are goals that I'm trying to reach. It's not the goal, right? Wisdom. Communicate effectively. Ensure that you're communicating effectively. You got to make sure you have great right and left individuals, right? You know how you say my right hand and my left hand. You got to make sure that everybody's in alignment. As a leader, you need to make sure everybody has their has what they need in order to be successful. You need to make sure that everybody's in position accordingly, right? Make sure they have the right tools, make sure they have the right resources. You have to communicate it effectively across the board, or you're going to have dissension, miscommunication. The alignment is going to be all wrong, right? The alignment is going to be all wrong. So again, I'm streaming between 2 or 3 different platforms right now, right? I got my one Facebook, I got my StreamYard going to my other Facebook page, I got my other Facebook page and my Instagram page. So ladies and gentlemen, again, my name is Dre Lovell, the Bread Talker. Last but not least, I think I one more, right? Very important. So you're creating this business, you're creating a legacy. And sometimes we're thinking about the now, right? What's happening now? What are people doing now? And this is what traps a lot of people off. This was what traps a lot of people off. Is your business capable of scaling to the next level within the next 5, 15 to 20 years? Let me say that again. Is your business capable of scaling for the next 5, 15, 20 years? What do I mean by scaling? Can it grow? Does it have the capability to grow? See, sometimes what you're doing in business and what you're creating, it may reach a peak. People change, technologies change. So now we have to pivot. Do you have the capability? Are you putting the right people? Are you putting forward people in position? See, you can go off of what you know, or you can go off of what others know as well. Now, what I love about Steve Jobs, even though he was a tyrant of a boss, he knew he was smart enough. See, he wasn't the techie person. He wasn't the person that created these iPhones. But what he did do as a great manager, as a great leader, right? As a great leader, he knew how to push the right buttons for people so they can reach their maximum peak. He knew how to put the right people in play to create a legacy. And even when it was taken away, even when his business was originally taken away from him, he still found ways to pivot, to get better, learn from it, bounce back, and come back even better than he did before. He's a perfect story for what I'm talking about, ladies and gentlemen. Sometimes leadership, we don't know, we may not know how to articulate the needs that we want, right? Sometimes we don't have the right mission. Is our mission correct? Better yet, is the mission that we're creating duplicatable, right? What mission are you creating? So last but not least, we talked about scalability, right? And how do you treat people in the moment when it counts, right? How do you treat people in the moment when it counts? I remember one time I went to this event, right? So we were out there, we were getting ready to take pictures. Everybody was in a team huddle, right? And we're getting ready to take pictures, and vibration is high. Everybody's gelling, right? And another person that came in the picture, they're part of the business as a whole, but they weren't initially a part of the team. They were kind of on the outside. But when picture time came, now that person's not on our team. People remember how you treat them when it counts. So if you treated them good, you treat them lovely, you treated them a certain kind of way with great love and energy, and then when it counts, when we get ready to take the pictures, when we get ready to pop the bottles, when we getting ready to show up, when we getting ready to do the success thing, because you know what happens when you have success, right? Everybody's celebrating and living. But if you discredit somebody, their efforts and what they've done, you may have somebody, you damage your reputation with that person. Also, you may have damaged your reputation with others that are watching and monitoring that. So you got to be mindful how you treat people and how you treat situations, because when it counts is at that particular moment. 9 times out of 10, at that particular moment is when it counts. That loving relationship that you may have, right, with your significant others or others, right? What you say and what you do is going to count at that moment. Yeah, you might say I'm sorry later on, but a person's going to remember, man, you screwed me. you screwed me over. You try to play me in front of everybody, right? So we just got to be mindful how we conduct ourselves, how we move. Ladies and gentlemen, this was all about our conversation today was all about how or do you treat your business like your job, or do you treat it like your legacy? I'll let you be the decider of that, right? I know what I'm looking to do. So write that down. Write that down. Write that down. Write that down. Go ahead, write it down. Are you treating your business like your job, or are you treating it like your legacy? Are you treating your business like your job, or are you treating it like your legacy? Right? Always be mindful. Create the options that's going to open up the windows and the doors of opportunity so that you can maybe scale, put yourself in a position so you can scale and create your own business. The things that you're learning over time and in life is going to propel you to where you really want to go. So long as you have the right vehicle, you're surrounded by the right energy, the right people with the right plan, right? And recognizing that all things aren't always going to go the way you planned them. And they 9 times out of 10, they never do. But in the event that you get to reach a destination, always plan to have another plan, another destination. Why? Because life is all about scaling. It's not about having the goal or meeting the goal. It's about reaching a goal and reaching the next goal, and then reaching the next goal, and then reaching the next goal, right? All right, ladies and gentlemen, I appreciate everybody who took the time out to watch this. I hope everybody got something from this. Again, my name is Dre Lovell. I am the Bread Talker. You can find me on Instagram at Dre Lovell, DRELOVELL _ the Bread Talk Investor. On Facebook, you can find me on Dre Lovell, right? Or on Facebook, you can also find me at Andre J. Lovell Jr., right? So, ladies and gentlemen, I appreciate y'all taking the time out to listen and vibrate. Shout out to my Bread Talk family. Shout out to the Bread Talk investors. We're getting ready to have an opportunity call later on tonight. You guys are interested in learning how to trade in the world's largest financial market and to or create your own business so that you can build your own legacy at 9 p.m. tonight. 9 p.m. tonight. Drop something down below in the message down below in the comments and just say, I am Bread Talker. I am Bread Talker. I am Bread Talker. So I can get back with you and I'll provide you with that information. I appreciate y'all taking the time out. Again, this is Dre Lovell. Shout out to the Bread Talk family. What's going on to my Drip Nation and Rich University family? I am who I say I am. Peace.